Hey guys, it's Heather from Cookies for Breakfast here with the Pregnancy Week 25 vlog update. I hadn't noticed this before, but I feel like my face is looking a little fat. I don't know if it's today or if it is the heinous weight gain that occurred in the past week. As I mentioned in last week's video, during week 25, I found out that our house is not going to be ready now until the end of October, so add another week or two to the schedule. And that was after many other weeks that have gotten added in here and there. So I kind of had reached my breaking point and had a complete, total freak out, meltdown, lost all control, was terrible. So yeah, and one of the things that I'm very guilty of doing is eating my feelings, and that's exactly what I did for last week. And it's been kind of hard to get back on track again. Like once I start, it's really hard to like get back on track, and I don't know, it's like what they say about like sugar and unhealthy foods, that they're like actually addicting, is totally true, because if I'm not eating them, it's really not that big of a deal, but if I go on a total binge like I did last week, I can't stop. I'm actually still kind of trying to refocus and get over that. So anyway, I know I've mentioned a couple times also that my scale is kind of crazy. Like sometimes you can step on it 1 minute and then weigh something completely different the next second you step on it. So the day that I weighed myself for this week's update, it was 4 pounds from last week to this week, which is like, I thought humanly impossible. I'd have to look into the numbers for that, because I feel like it is actually impossible. There was a time, I think it was, I want to say it was in my first pregnancy, when I gained like a lot of weight, and it would basically have been, and I was questioning the scale, basically have been the equivalent of me eating an entire cheesecake every day over the course of whatever that period of time was, which obviously I didn't do. So I'm not really sure if it's a scale being funny or if that's actually accurate, but in any case, it's a little scary. So you can see by my big fat face this week, that's what's going on. So I got a couple notes here. I was excited this past weekend. Derek got to feel the baby kicking for the first time. I've been feeling it obviously for a really long time, and it's been, I think, you've been able to feel it on the outside since probably, I forget, I have to go back and check the blog updates. I want to say week 19 or 20. But since obviously we're not together during the week, that cuts down the amount of time that is possible for him to feel it. And on the weekends, the baby hasn't been active when he's around or when it's possible for him to feel it. So he just hasn't been able to feel that yet. So that happened over the past weekend. That was really exciting. What else? The house. The meltdown we've already covered. It is supposed to be done. We have been assured it's going to be done before Halloween, because that was part of my freak out that I really want to take Benjamin trick-or-treating this year, and if we don't have our house, we have no place to take him. So plus I just really want to move. I've really just had enough of this situation. I think my mood has been getting progressively worse. I've been less tolerant of more things. We've been having some behavior issues with Benjamin as well, and I just want to be in our house together so we can tackle it as both parents and handle it however we see fit, without other people in the background, watching or whatever. I mean, it hasn't been an issue, but it's just nice to be able to discipline your child however you want without somebody watching. So anyway, that's a whole separate post for a different day that I'm kind of trying to figure out how to write. Yeah, that's a whole post for a different day. This week for symptoms, last week the C-section scar pain was terrible. It was really bad. This week it's been significantly better. I have no idea why. There's really no difference. So that's good. The heartburn's been better this week. Back pain has actually been better this week, so that's great. However, the pee has been terrible, and I've also been thirsty. Now, when I was pregnant with Benjamin. I can't remember when it started. Could be around the same time. I just became insatiably thirsty. And I remember, we had, like our dinner, like our glasses that we would have at dinner, have with water, whatever, are like standard size glasses. I don't know, maybe like, well, it doesn't really help, but standard size glasses, maybe like, it's not a pint glass, but a similar size. And it was just not enough. Like, I was refilling those glasses 3 times during dinner. It was just absurd. So I know I've talked about my water bucket and the vlogs before. And it was a huge, let's say like this and like this. Again, I don't know if it's helpful. It's actually a Tupperware container that was around. I think like a Snapware, Snap and Lock, something like that. And that's what I used to fill it with ice and just carry it around with me all day. I brought it to work. I had it around the house. It was probably filled with all kinds of crazy, weird chemicals because it was plastic. But it was the only thing that was big enough that actually could fit enough water for me where I wouldn't have to be refilling it every 5 seconds. So I almost feel like I'm kind of getting to that point again, and the water bucket is in storage, so I don't have access to it. And we don't really, like at our old house, we had an ice maker. We do not have that here, so I don't really have any ice either. Which obviously helps, like, because who wants to drink warm water? But anyway, yeah, I've been like super thirsty lately. Now, granted, I have been eating that as well, which, a lot of times food like that makes you thirstier. But I've been really thirsty, and the pee is just out of control. It's like all I ever do. And as soon as I go, I stand up and like leave the bathroom, and I feel like I have to go again. So that's been really sucky. At night, because I haven't been sleeping well because I have to get up to pee, and I really would rather just sleep. So I just hold it until as long as possible, which obviously isn't comfortable. If you don't sleep well when you have to go to the bathroom. So that's kind of my big complaint for this week, is the pee issue is starting to get out of control, which is a little scary because when I was pregnant with Benjamin, for a large portion of the pregnancy, from a certain point on until the end, I was probably getting up every hour and a half to go pee in the middle of the night, which is just ridiculous. And I haven't been at that point yet. It's usually been once a night, twice on like a really bad night. That's very rare. And we're kind of creeping up to twice. I think it's impending. So that's that. That's all I had in my notes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, any other things of note, but I really can't think of anything. That's kind of the highlights for week 25. Yeah, that's it. So I guess it's October. Well, I'm filming this in October. I should have filmed it a couple days ago. Which is bananas because we have October, November, December, and like that could be it. Maybe some of January, but there's not a whole lot of time left. So it's kind of getting close. We're not going to tackle names or anything until we move, because I want to have the move just done and have like a free head for that. So I can't even think about it right now, but I am excited to start talking about that. It will be a surprise to all of you and to everybody until the baby's born. So there won't be any big reveals or anything, although there can't be because we don't know what we're having. So we actually don't like to pick the name until we see the baby. So like with Benjamin, we went in with 3 names, and we used 2 of them for his first and middle name, and discarded the last one. So that's kind of what we're planning on doing again this time, except we'll have boys' names and girls' names picked out. So I'm excited for that. But anyway, that is all. I'm going to take my fat face elsewhere and do one of these. Also, I look like I'm full term, which is really also extremely scary. I know, obviously 20 pounds is a lot, and you can see it everywhere. Obviously, the face, my arms, you can't really see, but my arms look enormous. And obviously, the belly is out of control. Out of control. Like, I've seen people who are full term that look my same size or smaller. So I'm a little frightened that I still have a long way to go, and I'm this big already. So yeah, that needs to slow down because it looks like I'm either carrying twins or I'm full term. Like, It's not a good situation. I did not want this to happen, but here we are. So that's all for week 25, and I'll see you next week. Bye.